flush draw. I'm like 95% sure I have the best hand. The turn comes, it's a king, and Tony bets 8,000. I'm thinking he might have ace-king here. He might have caught a gut shot straight. No real reason to raise now, so I just called again. And the river bought like a deuce, which absolutely changes nothing, and Tony bets 30,000, and I'm like, what do you do? Like, he's either bluffing or he has me beat.
Want to trade a card?
Off to call, probably.
Oh, God. It's a really tough spot, but it's Tony G, and Tony could be like bluffing there a lot, or Tony could have like a really weak hand and think that I had a flush draw and make that bet.
If I called you, just promise not to give me the speech and turn the hand over.
Can't promise anything.
I called, put me stuck quite a bit.
Just ace jack.
Everyone's doing that. Just aces up.
I don't regret the call, you know, you just gotta call Tony G, you know, he's a great player, but he splashes around a lot.
Joe, the old adage is you have to give action to get action. Tony G, a prime example, working like a charm on Viffer.
Yeah, but Viffer gave him action, but what he got in return was a speech. I mean, that's not fair. Plus, did you see Viffer's sad puppy dog face? I don't care what anyone says. This is reality TV.
Well, 4 score and 23 hands in. The action will be back on Viffer. 9-8 offsuit. He folds. Suited connectors for the Cannon. He can't wait to get in 400 bucks.
Can't say I'm in love with the limping. If he gets raised now, is he just going to burn the 400?
Ace-6 of clubs for Daniel.
You can't call yet.
Steamroll.
I'm thinking about doing something.
I mean, all you do is fold every hand that
No,
I
I
just
haven't.
assumed.
I've played several.
That's not true
Just
at all.
raised the last hand. You're not paying attention. You're yapping. I'm playing every pot.
Every pot, yeah.
Pretty much.
Negreanu raises to 1,600.
Woo, loosey-goosey. Ha, crazy, wild, whoa.
Seiver folds. Action on Tony G, a couple of jacks.
We summed up the cards. Yes!
Seiver's so happy he folded now.
Tony G re-raising to 5,000. Cannon's out.
What's that?
Have to get it in there.
Get what, the whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Tony's made a pretty strong move, but he's probably going to get some action based on his reputation.
Daniel now facing a $3,400 re-raise. And makes the call.
Daniel's not in great shape here.
2 poker superstars to the flop. 3-6 king, 2 spades. Tony G still best, but Daniel has qualified, as Tony would say. Tony not scared of the king. He bets out 8,000.
Daniel's pair may make things a bit more expensive for him.
And Daniel calls.
Daniel knows his one pair could be good against Tony, but he's definitely looking to improve.
8 of spades on the turn. Tony G checks.
Tony slowed down a bit, but things have gotten worse for Daniel. He's got no spade, and if Tony were semi-bluffing the flop, Daniel would be drawing dead now.
Checks to the river, 10 of hearts. Check, check.
Just jacks.
Qualify. Oh, you have jacks? Pocket jacks?
Pocket jacks.
I have 10s.
10s would.
Wait a minute, 10s would have been a set.
Still Ace-6, Daniel.
If you're going to lie about your hand, don't say it's something that would have won the pot.
I was qualified.
You were qualified.
Better, much better.
Luckily, you didn't get it all in pre-flop.
So Tony collects a pot of over 27,000 and continues to build his stack.
Tony G only trails Scott Seiver in pots 1 so far at 26%, which is not unexpected because we all know what an action junkie the G is. But what really catches my eye is the fact that Viffer has yet to book a single win so far through 23 hands.
Cannon third best at the table with 22%.
Yeah, but he's got to stop all this limping BS.
Well, he's doing it again. He limps with King 9.
What the? This guy. I have no problem with him playing these hands, but he really should be the aggressor if he wants to play.
Action folds around to Scott Seiver, who has Ace-10 offsuit.
2 yellows and a black.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
Raises to 2,100. Tony G calls.
I'm pre-qualified.
Viffer folds.
Now the Cannon's forced to burn 400 or call out of position with a marginal hand.
And he does call. 3 players to the flop. 7 ace deuce, 2 hearts. Tony checks. Cannon checks his flush draw. And now the action's on Scott Seiver with top pair.
Just the silver.
2 yellows, a black, and a white.
Sounds like the setup to the most racist joke of all time.
Seiver bets out 2,600.
Black and a white.
The Cannon's got something to think about here.
Yeah, my math is off, so I'm gonna trust you on that.
Yeah.
Gonzo calls.
Staying colorblind.
That's my edge right there. Hoping for someone that's colorblind.
Aren't we all supposed to be colorblind?
Turn is the 4 of clubs.
Swing and a miss.
And Gonzo checks his flush draw again.
Scott's going to want to bet for value and to charge Gonzo to draw.
Seiver bets 6,000.
Scott's bet half the pot, giving the Cannon bad immediate odds to call, though Gonzo should consider he could already have the best hand if Scott's betting a worse flush draw. Also, Gonzo's got good implied odds for the money he could win if he hits his flush or makes flush over flush, which is called overflushing, not to be confused with a courtesy flush.
Which we appreciate here on the big game set. The Cannon folds.
Good job.
Thank you.
And Seiver takes another pot.
Getting you out before you turn the set.
I couldn't turn a set. I could turn a straight draw. That was
I'm glad I got you out before that, too.
Well, that's the tightest play we've seen from the loose cannon so far.
Look at that one on TV, too. Goodness gracious.
And golly gosh, gee willikers.
Good to see we're keeping it PG-13 here at Late Night Programming.
Back with more of the big game after this. Welcome back to the PokerStars.net big game. We've played 25 of the 150 hands to be played over the course of this week, and the action will start here on Daniel Negreanu. Jack 6 offsuit, he kicks it in. Scott Seiver, 10-7 offsuit. Daniel's favorite cards again. Not good enough for Scott, he folds. Tony G, King Deuce off, lays it down. Viffer folds.
Just a little yeast. Just a little yeast.
Min raise from the Cannon with suited connectors. Ace 9 for Bobby.
All right. Sounds good.
He calls.
Well, the Cannon's finally raising, but he gave Bobby 4.5 to 1, which means he should have called with any 2 cards.
Well, just about any play works when you flop a straight. And the Cannon bets 800.
This is such a small bet, which is inadvisable considering so many bad cards can hit, either one that breaks you or one that kills your action. If Bobby's got any card 4 through 10, then he's interested in this board.
Bobby calls with his better straight draw.
Plus, the flop may be the only time to get value with a hand like this.
7 on the turn, and the Cannon straight's still best. Checks it.
The check is not good. You're missing value, and you limit the size of your bet on the river.
And Sura checks. Jack of diamonds on the river. Cannon bets 4,000.
Now Cannon's trying to overbet the river, which should get about a 0% consideration out of Bobby Sura, currently a player in the NIT BA.
And he folds.
Good hand, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And the Cannon drags a pot worth 7,800.
I had a good one there. I had a good one there. That was a good one. I had a good one there.
Yes, but was it a good one?
It was a good one. Joe, it seems like Gonzo's been playing a lot of hands so far for a loose Cannon.
Yeah, as we look at the VPIP, which shows the percentage of hands where a player is getting involved pre-flop, the loose Cannon is at 42%, second at the table behind Scott Seiver. Surprisingly, Negreanu is tied at the bottom alongside Bobby Sura with 19%, and I don't know what choice he has with Seiver and Tony to his left.
Well, Gonzo told us earlier that he came in here with a game plan. Now, we haven't seen the playbook, but it must have said, make a lot of hands. Tony G, suited connectors, raises to 1,200. Viffer calls. Cannon and Sura are out.
Yeah, that's tournaments. Those are, what do we call those, dunkaments?
They're talking about Daniel's brief stint at the top of the all-time tourney money winners list. Eric Seidel currently on top.
Daniel makes the call with King-Queen off. Scott Seiver, Queen-Jack of diamonds.
At least there's room for everyone to keep improving.
I mean, the way you guys all play, there's certainly tons of room.
Yeah.
Scott calls.
I'm going to go with an old Hellmuth trick. Watch this, gentlemen. Check in the dark. How do you fade that? Seriously. Check in the dark. I don't even want to see what's coming.
Flop, deuce, 10, Jack.
Wow. Genius. That was amazing. What I just did there, it's so high level, I can't even put it into words.
Checks around.
Everyone checked?
Turns the 7 of spades, and Tony G has made a straight.
See how that worked? Because if I wouldn't have done that, they would have been more scared. My turn, right?
Daniel's still open-ended.
Did you qualify?
Yes, I've qualified pretty comfortably at this point. Question is, how much do I want to put in there?
He checked.
No, I'm not. I'm not, for sure.
He's not checking?
Yeah. If you're folding any bet, you can just do that now. I'm going to put in, I'm going to put 36 in.
Daniel's bet 3,600.
Daniel's trying to clean up his outs.
Seiver calls with top pair.
I'm going to raise it.
Good spot for a raise. Action in front of him. A lot of draws out there. He's likely to get called.
14,000.
One guy's not betting, one guy's not folding, and one guy's raising.
Look, it's a nice opportunity to raise.
Viffer folds his nothing.
I just like, got to punish him for that dark check.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it.
Tony's raise size to 14 is pretty good too. He's building a nice pot.
Does that mean I can get my money back because you're just trying to punish him?
If I win the pot, I'll give you your money back.
And Tony's raise is not too big to chase off someone who likes to call. Daniel!
This does not look good.
For you or me?
Yeah, for me. It looks like you're involved in this.
I'm involved. Yeah.
He's qualified.
Daniel calls. Now over to Seiver.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
Who's counting out chips, drawing dead.
This would be real strong if the raise came now after the wake me up
I had to
speech.
make it like 50,000 to win this.
It's possible on a wet board like this that Tony could be semi-bluffing,
Pretty freaky.
but with a raise and a call, top pair almost never good here.
And Seiver folds.
Wow, that was a big sweat.
Took a long time. That speech really got him.
He made a big laydown just now.
Okay, you owe me my 3,600 if you win the hand.
That's not exactly how poker works.
Tony and Daniel to the river. 9 of diamonds, and Daniel's made the nuts straight.
That's a super dirty card for Tony. Not only does it beat him, but it's not a club, so the only two hands that beat him are King, Queen, and Queen 8. I think Daniel may want to check raise here. No.
He bets 35,000, a little Tony G move.
Daniel must think Tony's not all that strong, and he could check behind on the river.
Are you also offering my 4,800 back if you...
Tony calls, and Daniel wins a $100,000
I
pot.
had the nuts on the turn. Wow, well done.
Felt like
Too good.
I mean, that check in the dark.
yeah, that was the trick.
I mean, that old check in the dark, you really punished him.
Never misses.
What he means is that Daniel never misses an opportunity to call on TV.
So by virtue of that last pot, Daniel finds himself leading the way and lands on the plus side of things for the first time all night. Despite the loss, Tony G remains up 19,000, while Viffer has been roughed up to the tune of 57K.
The loose cannon is up over 18,000, and he's shown me he's not afraid to play hands. It'll be interesting to see if Gonzo keeps mixing it up with these guys, or will they eventually figure out his game in the end?
All right, guys, that's it for tonight. Gonzo, holding your own out here, huh?
Trying to.
How you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling
Yeah?
good. Yeah. Feeling good.
Tony G, I have not heard enough nonsense out of you yet. What's up?
Not much. I just got destroyed, so...
That was a fun river.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I had so many plans. I
Fun
was
river.
calculating the odds.
my
'cause
God,
that's what
you're
I'm
so
a nerd
talented.
now. I'm an online nerd.
All right, guys, that's it for tonight. I'm Amanda Leatherman saying goodbye for now. And remember, if you've got the cash and the guts, there's always a seat open at the big game. Good night, everybody.
If you want to appear on the big game and be a loose cannon, log on to PokerStars.net. There are free qualifying tournaments every day. For Stapes, this is Huff. We'll see you tomorrow night.
You liking the game?
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Getting my feet wet.
Viffer, are you really wearing a shirt with your own picture on it?
I like the hairstyle better.
I mean, you know, this way they couldn't make fun of my hair.
What's the D? What's the other D for?
I don't know you that well.
The preceding program was sponsored by PokerStars.net.